10 things to do pre-patch. Hey guys, my name's Gavin, and if you're anything like me, normally when new content comes in for Final Fantasy XIV, probably takes like a couple weeks to like a little bit after a month for it to get a little stale, and sometimes you might be wondering, what can I do to hold myself over until the new patch becomes released, or what happens, when I'm waiting for new content. I find it really boring. Not really engaged in the game as much as I used to be when the new content just was released, but you might find it a little bit bland, I guess. So that's why I compiled this list of my favorite things to do while I'm waiting for a patch. So here are 10 things that you can do while waiting for a patch to drop.
Number 10.
Alright, so one of the best things that you can do while you're waiting for a patch is start gathering. Maybe you don't have your gathering jobs leveled up. Maybe you might find gathering a little bit bland as well. But the good thing about gathering is that you can actually use it to make a lot of gil for yourself. You can just gather materials that you see that are in demand on the market board, list them yourself. You don't have to undercut people if you don't want to, but you can if you want. Obviously, it'll make your materials sell a lot faster. But if you are to do gathering, there's a lot of benefits, and the main one being gil. The second one obviously being a little bit more self-sufficient, so that way you have materials that you can use, which brings me to my next point.
Number 9.
I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me on this because I know a lot of you really don't like to do it, but crafting, it's the best thing that you can possibly do to pass time. As long as you're able to craft things, as long as you're geared up enough, and that's something else you can work out as well, right? Gearing up your crafting jobs, gearing up your gathering jobs. But you definitely want to progress in crafting and be a little bit more self-sufficient, because the money that you can make from gathering, you can probably make tenfold that if you're a good crafter as well. So leveling up your crafting jobs, making things that are high in demand on the market board as well, and listing those, that'll help pass a lot of time while you're waiting for new content.
Number 8.
Another great way to pass the time while you're waiting for new content to become available is, track down collectibles. You can go after minions that maybe you don't have, and there are a lot of minions to track down. Some are crafted, some you have to quest for, some you get from treasure maps. There's a lot to track down. And also, aside from minions, you can also go ahead and get triple triad cards. So, say if you are into the card game, then triple triad cards are a great way to occupy your time, because a lot of them are really hard to get. RNG can be a little bit different on them, when you're facing different NPCs and stuff, but it's still one of the best ways to pass time while you're waiting for new content.
Number 7.
Well, aside from collectibles, the other thing that you could track down as well, and this is a little bit more daunting, is achievements. And there are a lot of achievements. So, we have that achievement tab in our menu. If you look at it, there are a lot of different things that you can do. You can go and do battles, you can try to get your MGP up, you can take down maybe different dungeons and different raids that you haven't been in or been able to complete. Throw up Party Finder, get a party going for something that you haven't beaten yet, and try to take it, get that achievement. There's a lot of things that you do. There's crafting achievements, you got gathering achievements, you have, like I said, all your discipline of land and hand achievements, guild achievements, achievements for everything. There's so much that you can do that it doesn't matter how long it is till the next patch, you still aren't going to be able to have all of those achievements unlocked. That's definitely a great way to occupy your time.
Number 6.
Alright, so you might be saying to yourself right now, like, Gavin, a lot of these things that you're listing, they're not really sounding that fun. Like, I don't really want to tackle that stuff. Because, yeah, I know it's a little bit time consuming, which is what we're looking for, kind of, but there are things that you can also do that is a little bit fun and different too, right, to occupy your time. One of the other things that you can do is just set up something with your free company, or if you're not in a free company, then maybe think about joining one. A lot of free companies will post events that they're doing throughout the week, just to liven things up. Like maybe you want to help out your members get caught up in certain content, help them get certain drops and stuff like that they may need, or different glamour sets. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with a good community. So joining a community within your server and even forums, like connecting with other players, that I think is the biggest point that I'm trying to make, is that with an MMO it's about connecting. So if you can join a free company and do events with them weekly and stuff like that, it'll make the time fly. You won't even notice that you're even waiting for new content.
Number 5.
Start a second character and just go through the story again, but this time don't skip the dialogue. I know we're all guilty of skipping the dialogue, but if you actually read the story and you read what these characters have to say, if you take a moment to be a part of their world, you can see that there's great content that the developers have already put out for us that maybe we just haven't appreciated or took the time to appreciate fully. If you go and read the stories and you see, some of the quest tags, it'll really change your opinion of the game. It's fantastic. That's one of the best things that you can do, is just go back and look at the journey that you've already come through.
Number 4.
Well, this one was pretty much a given, I guess, but, it's there. I don't really do it a whole lot myself, but PvP. PvP is another great time waster, and maybe you do PvP as well, but if you're doing PvP and PvE at the same time, 9 chances out of 10 you're probably missing something on either end, right? So if you do a lot of PvP content, then you have stuff to do in PvE. If you do a lot of PvE content, then you can also do PvP, level up your characters, try it out, go in with a couple friends, and just see how the game operates now. Since the Wolves Den initial release, there's been a lot of changes. There's different modes now that you can go in and try out, and a lot of them are pretty exhilarating. So definitely take the time to go and check that out. That's a great time waster while you're waiting for new content.
Number 3.
Host your own community event. Maybe you might have a great idea. Like maybe you want to hold a get together, say for your free companies like Ward. You might want to have a community meeting just to get to know other players and interact a little bit more. And if you want to make your event a little bit more known, so that way you can have a bigger gathering, I guess. Post it on the forums, post it on a social network somewhere like Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. And there's been a lot of things that have happened recently and actually in the past that it's brought the community together, and that's one of the strongest points in Final Fantasy XIV. If you take a look at it, like Denmo's marches that he used to do, you just get a great gathering of people together and do something that you normally wouldn't do. Just think outside of the box, and hopefully people will show up for it. And if they don't, try a little bit harder and make sure that you get that out there. People will come and will show up just to support it. Throw up something in Party Finder so that way that they know that the event's going on at a certain time and a certain date. Plan it in advance and make sure that, it's well thought out. Maybe it's for a good cause, maybe it's just for some casual fun. There's definitely things that you can do to make it a little bit more better.
Number 2.
Level up another job. I know, you might focus on a certain couple, or, maybe you don't focus on any because maybe you already have them all maxed out. But if you don't have them all maxed out, you can level up a different job, try something different, learn the job, see how they operate. You might find something that you actually prefer more than what you're currently playing. And if you do have everything leveled up and maxed out, you can always gear up those jobs. You can make it that much better, get those stats a little bit higher, do a little bit more DPS, do a little bit more heals per second. There are things that you can do to make your character just a little bit more efficient in the role that you're playing. So there's definitely things that you can do. Like I said, gear them up, maybe even just practice your skills and everything to make it a little bit more perfect for those certain scenarios. Definitely focus on making yourself a better player, and that'll definitely eat away some time.
Number 1.
And while this may not really be technically in Final Fantasy XIV, the thing that I find probably the best to do while I'm waiting for a new patch is research more information about the upcoming patch. Maybe you want to learn a little bit more about the lore of the dungeons, or maybe you want to see what kind of new bosses or new gear that you're going to end up getting in the upcoming patch. Research it thoroughly, look for more information on the internet, speak to more people through social media, and I'm sure you'll find new things that maybe you didn't know about the upcoming patch. That's one of the best things that you can do. It's a great time waster because there's so much information on the internet that you can end up finding about what's coming up. And if you don't, then maybe just look at some other stuff that is related to the game, or even make content related to the game. There's a lot of people that do artwork, and you see a lot of postings for it on Twitter. There's all kinds of things on Reddit that you can read up about Final Fantasy XIV. Everything that you can possibly think of under the sun, and you will find Final Fantasy XIV content and information that will hold you over, definitely. There's just a vast ocean of information. Just go out and look for it. I'm sure you are if you're watching this video right now. So thanks for watching this video. Those are 10 things, like I said, that will tie you over while you're waiting for a patch to drop. And I appreciate you guys coming back to watch the videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.